Okay, so today, we're not just talking about saving a little money here and there. Nope. We are talking about preparing for your very first financial battle. And more importantly, we're talking about how to forge the shield you're absolutely going to need to win it. Let's dive in. Just let that sink in for a second. What if the next time the car decides to break down or a surprise bill shows up in the mail? What if it was just an annoyance? A hassle, not a full-blown, panic-inducing, debt-piling-up catastrophe. That's the world we're talking about building. All right, so the first thing we've got to wrap our heads around is this. Financial trouble isn't a question of if it's going to happen, it's a question of when. Life just happens, right? And being ready for that storm is the difference between getting a little wet and getting completely swept away. And look, this isn't just a feeling. The numbers back it up hard. One study found that 78%, that's nearly 4 out of every 5 of us, will face a major negative financial event in any given 10-year stretch. This isn't me trying to scare you. It's just statistical reality. This right here, this is probably the most important mental shift you can make. You have to stop living your life hoping it won't rain. You have to just accept that it will rain so you can go out and buy a good umbrella. It's a simple idea, but it's the foundation for everything that comes next. And here's where the rubber really meets the road. A $500 car repair is a pain. It's annoying. But that same $500 repair when you have zero cash on hand, well, now you're swiping a credit card, and suddenly that $500 hassle becomes an $800 crisis that just follows you around for months, maybe even years. Okay, enough doom and gloom about the problem. Let's talk about the solution. It is time to stop playing defense against life and start forging your very first piece of financial armor. This is your proactive weapon. This is how you fight back. So this whole plan is built on what are called baby steps. And this is the very first one. I want you to think of all your debt as this huge, intimidating mountain. You would never, ever start climbing a mountain like that without setting up a safe, secure base camp first, right? Well, that's exactly what this is. And there it is. That's the target. Not $10,000, not some crazy, impossible number, a simple, clear, and totally achievable goal, $1,000. That is your base camp. Now, for most of us, that goal is $1,000. But look, this whole thing is meant to be realistic. If your total household income is under $20,000 a year, your starter goal is $500. The point is to just get started and get that first crucial buffer in place. I really can't say this enough. This money is not meant to make you rich. We're not putting it in the stock market or trying to get a huge return on it. Its only job, its entire purpose, is to just sit there and protect you. Think of it as insurance. The return you get isn't in dollars, it's peace of mind. And that brings us to my favorite way to think about this, Murphy repellent. You know Murphy's Law, right? Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Well, this $1,000 is your can of Murphy repellent. It's the buffer that sits between you and all the crazy stuff life throws your way, making sure Murphy and his shenanigans stay out of your house. Now, we have to be super clear about what the shield is actually for. A sudden job loss? Yeah, that's an emergency. The car's transmission blows up? Absolutely. An unexpected medical bill? For sure. But Christmas? Come on, that happens every single December. That amazing sale on a new TV? That's a want, not a need. This fund is only for the true, unexpected, gut-punch emergencies. So how do we actually build this thing? This is where we get into the action plan. And let me be clear, this is not a casual, oh, I'll get to it sometime this year kind of goal. No. This is a mission. You need to get it done and get it done fast with what the source material calls gazelle intensity. Sprinting like a cheetah is chasing you because your financial life depends on it. So how do we do it? It's a 3-pronged attack. First, you find the money by cutting your budget down to absolutely nothing but the essentials. Second, you earn more money. That means overtime, a side gig, delivering pizzas, whatever it takes. And third, you sell stuff. Have a garage sale. Sell so much stuff the kids start looking over their shoulders, worried they're next. You gotta get radical. And look, this isn't just a fantasy, it's totally possible. Here's what a 1-month sprint could look like. Week 1, you make a bare bones budget and find every penny you can cut. Week 2, you're working extra hours or a side hustle. Week 3, you are selling everything that isn't bolted to the floor. And by week 4, boom. You hit your goal. It is 100% doable. Okay, so once you have the money, you have to protect your shield, mostly from yourself. The best way to do this? Put it in a separate savings account at a different bank, one that's not linked to your debit card.
You want to make it just a little bit inconvenient to get to. If it's too easy, you'll just transfer it over for pizza. And please, for the love of all that is holy, don't just hide it as cash in your sock drawer.
We're almost done, but this last part might just be the most important. Because hitting this goal, it's about so much more than just having an extra $1,000 sitting in an account. It's about what that money really represents. For so many of us, money feels like this out-of-control monster that runs our lives. But by doing this, by saving this $1,000 through sheer focus and hard work, you prove something to yourself. You prove that you are in control. For the very first time, you have tamed the money monster. And that feeling, that amazing feeling of control, it gives you something that you just can't put a price on. Hope. The hope that you can actually do this. The hope that you won't be stressed and scared about money forever. The hope that a totally different financial future is possible for you. And that hope is fuel. It's rocket fuel. Getting this first, quick, tangible win creates this powerful momentum. It's the shot of confidence you need to finally turn around, look at that giant mountain of debt, and know deep down that you have what it takes to start climbing. So that's it. That's your first mission. It's focused, it's intense, and it's something you can absolutely do. You're not just saving $1,000. You are building a foundation of security and a future filled with hope. So the only real question left is, once your shield is built, are you ready for the next battle?